The Hackers Way Podcast Season 2 is fire. Podcaster, Billy Legend,
The Hackers Way Podcast show in person, guest, producers, co-producers, bands. J Money, what up, baby? Authors.
Yeah.
Can we talk about that?
We could talk about it.
1 million plus downloads from the podcast?
Yeah.
Can we talk about that too?
We can talk about whatever you want to talk about, baby.
So today the topic is, when should you quit your job? And the answer is, I don't know when you should quit, but I'll tell you when we quit.
Exactly.
And that's my answer that people ask, rightfully so, generic questions to specific situations. And I can't tell you when to do what because our situation is different, but I'm going to try to give you guys some perspective. So I haven't had a job in a minute. I think it's been 12 years now, Jay. 12 years. Whew, 12 years. Some of the years have been better than others. Some of the years I might have to hide my car for a few months so it wouldn't get taken. And it got taken anyway. How dare you? But I got it back. I got it back. Proud of that. So it's not always easy. It's not always simple, but for me, it's worth it. So I want to get all this out the way up front because now I'm doing fairly well. Some people might be able to tell sometimes, but I went through the gamut. You have been out of the workforce for a year and change now.
Yeah.
How are you enjoying it?
2019 was the last time I had a full 9 to 5.
Okay.
October 17th, 2019 was the day that I left.
Okay.
That was actually when we came back from Atlanta from meeting you the first
I
time.
remember. That was a great weekend.
That was after that weekend. That was the last time I had a full-time job. Between then, I have had like seasonal jobs working at UPS.
Yep.
Just get some holiday bread. They paying well. You ain't really doing shit, so might as well go make the money. But
even those lasted 2 months?
Yeah, like 2 months.
Yeah.
But nothing bad. But besides that, what was the question again? I'm sorry.
How do you feel not having a full-time gig?
I feel great. Honestly, some of the things that you just touched on, though, there's some months that's better than other months.
Yeah.
Especially whenever you're full-time entrepreneurship and you have an actual business that you're building up from the ground up.
Yeah.
It's different than leaving and you having like investments paying you and different things of that nature.
Income.
So it's a different ballpark.
Okay.
And I know you say we're going to talk about when is the perfect time to leave your job. And honestly,
there ain't one.
I don't think there is a perfect time to leave your job. And with us, the thing that kind of pushed me and made me jump off the porch was I was praying on it. I was praying on it a lot. Like I believe in God. That's my faith. So I was praying on it a lot, and I just kept on feeling like I kept on getting signs and signals saying, you know what, now is the time to do it. But every time I would get a signal, I pray again and keep on asking about it. Right. So like, I had that fear. I was kind of scared to jump off the porch, honestly, because honestly, I had been at my job prior to that no longer than like a year, like since November 2018, whenever I got that position. So, I had been saving up some money, but I did lose some money because I was also new to trying to get into real estate. And me and David, we ended up getting scammed out some bread. So my investments, my savings, I kind of took a hit there. Then I had just bought a new truck earlier that year. But I still, once again, praying on it. Just God, tell me.
Do you regret leaving?
Not at all. Okay. Not at all.
Even though someone's better than others, you're at peace with your decision.
I'm at peace with my decision because this is something that I chose to do. I believe in what I chose to do. So I can't really regret it. Sometimes I do wish I was like, I wish I would have had like a little bit more bread saved up. Just because, it would have been a little safety in that. But at the same time, like what I've been able to accomplish while away, I don't regret it at all because it's been able to give me the freedom to do so much more in my business. And I really just appreciate that because now I don't have to worry about whenever I was at the job, I'm taking business calls. I'm like, yo, I'm on your time, but quite frankly, fuck your time. Like, because
you know what
I still have my business going, so I'm taking business calls. Like, I'm trying to answer text messages, and like at the same time, I'm still trying to make content while I'm on the job. Like, I'm trying to do all of these things pertaining to my business, and that's whenever I knew it was time for me to leave my business, because my business required so much of my attention, and I'm like, there's no way that I'm going to be able to take it to the next level while me trying to balance these two things out, just because of the nature of what our business was. Once again, so heavy on content. We were actually
hold on a second. Tell them, everyone in the world knows you, but for two people who might not, tell them what you do.
Okay, so I am 1/4 of Black Wealth Renaissance, one of the co-founders of Black Wealth Renaissance. We have a pretty big Instagram following,
400,000 people plus. He's humble ass and he's a podcaster. Like, give me a break here.
We do have one of the top podcasts in the nation.
50?
Top 50. Yeah, we've got up to like 23 in the nation. We've actually reached #1 in like Jamaica and Barbados, different places like that. So, you know, we've reached #1 in a few countries. Also, like you said, we are author. We have a book called Manage Your Money, like the 1%, a step-by-step guide to taking control of your finances. And plus, we also got content, like we do courses and everything like that.
And they produce my podcast.
Yeah, produce podcasts as well.
Income stream as well. All right. Thank you for the spiel, Jay.
No problem.
Jay, you can tell he loves entrepreneurship, because that boy goes in. Entrepreneurship, there's something about it. You know who also loves it? David Shams.
Nah,
when he talks about entrepreneurship, that boy gets in a zone.
I don't know.
Shout out David Shams.
I don't know what it is about it though.
It's a thing.
I think you gotta have a different mentality.
It's different.
I used to think I was crazy, bro.
You are. We have to be crazy.
You are a crazy person.
I've accepted it though. I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with being a crazy person.
How do we leave getting paid every 2 weeks to not knowing when we're gonna get? You gotta be nuts for that. You get paid weekly or every 2 weeks to not knowing. You gotta be sick in the head. All right, here we go. So when should you quit your job? I don't know, but I'm gonna give you some things to think about. And again, I hope everyone's doing well. Andre Hatch here. I haven't had a job in 12 years. I was working as a teacher's aide and a youth basketball coach. That was the only career I ever had. I didn't make a lot of money there, but it's very rewarding work. I think the top pay was like $45,000, $50,000. And if I would have still been there now, it would have been 70, maybe all these years later. So do I have regrets on quitting? Absolutely fucking not. I could do that in a month now. So I don't.
Talk your shit then.
So here's some things to think about. Number one, responsibilities. So when I left, I wasn't in a relationship. I had probably 6 months worth of reserves stay on deck. Very important part, Jay and D. I already own property. That's important because you need consistent income on paper to qualify for a mortgage. So I already had owned the property, already had it, used my W-2 income for that, and you need at least 2 years for most lenders of self-employed or business income to qualify. So I had the property. Shout out to owning property, own to be owned, get with it, heat up, buy Dre's course, Chicago Dre, what up? So I already did that. I didn't. If I would have had been in a relationship, if I would have had kids, if I would have been married, my 6 months might have had to be a year or 8 months. I don't know, but for me, that was enough. 4 to 6 months or so. Already owned the property. That was one. Two, how much debt do you have? Are you on time with your bills? That's something to think about. How much debt is a consumer debt? Are you on time with your bills? I was in a good position. Everything was being paid on time. It was straight, so I felt comfortable doing that.
That you want to become your own boss. You need to supplement your income with part-time work. And you're a serial entrepreneur who wants to start another business with low startup costs. Well, you need to come and join the 2 to 12K Club today. We will teach you how to start this business for only $500, how to effectively market your services, how to secure long-term, high-paying clients, how to make $60 to $250 per appointment, how to create systems and make money without being at an appointment. And you will get the peace of mind that you can leave any job at any time and start this business. For more details, check out the 2 to 12K Club today. The 2 to 12KClub.com.
Number 3, your focus. What should your level of focus be from 1 to 10 before you quit your job? And I'm going to say this real quick. Are you automatically going to get focused once you quit your job?
Yo, okay, so that's real heavy. And I kind of want to talk about some of the things that you just hinted on, like the responsibilities, the investment property and everything like that. So one, I was in the same type of position.
Okay.
I didn't have too much responsibilities. Most I had, like I said, was my truck. Insurance, and I had like a phone bill. Okay. Once again, wasn't in a relationship, no kids, like single guy. So I was comfortable with taking that risk. I had like 3 months of expenses saved up. And once again, I was paying everything on time. So all of that was straight. Credit score was kind of strong. Like I had got it to where I was like, even if I do, like if I take these calculated risks and then go down a little bit, I'm still comfortable with that because one, I understand how the credit system works. And then I understand, I can come back from this, but I at least got to make sure it's calculated and it won't negatively affect me for a long term. Then 3, the focus. Oh my God. That's a big one. So
I need more hours. If I quit my job, I'm going to have all these hours. For the first 2 weeks or month when I had left, I was eating ice cream. It was like 2 weeks. I was eating like 1 o'clock eggnog ice cream. It was good too. And my sister, I think it was like my mom chilling one day. My sister came in like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I don't know. I'm just enjoying it. But you have all this free time. You got to be focused.
Nah, that's a big fact. And that was something that I was adamant about, like right off the jump, because whenever I did quit, I was living at home with my people. You did. So like, I quit. I don't want to be over here looking stupid, like waking up late, like I'm lollygagging and bullshitting. So something about me, I always wake up early. I go work out. You do. So I made sure, I wake up, I'm gonna go work out. And then after that, I made sure that we had an office space. So I was in the office space like, yo, if I'm not here, I'm going to the office space. I'm at least go to a place where it looks like big. I'm working and I'm being productive. Because if I would have stayed home, there's 2 things that was happening. That's big. Now they think, oh, I have all this free time. Now I can get him to do all of these things. All the errands. Yeah, I can go run all of these errands for you. No. And then 2, now, once again, you're free at home and you're in a comfortable environment. Ooh. So now you're like, okay, I don't have to do as much because now I'm at home, I'm chilling. Yeah. Like, this is chill mode. No. If you can, I don't care if it's a library, like wherever it is, get out that damn house. Get out the house and go to a productive environment. Because now you're not sitting where you're at home chilling. You got the ice, but you got the refrigerator where you could go get the eggnog ice cream. It was good. Chill. I'm gonna get some. You got some chips and everything. You can watch some Netflix for the next 3 hours, or I'll go turn on the PlayStation. It's too easy to be comfortable at home. Exactly. Too comfortable. So that was some of the things that I put in place to help stay focused. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I still had time. So, sometimes downtimes at the office, I'm going to get my truck. I'm going to go ride. I'm going to go hit up, see what my friends doing. Like, because some of them, they not all working at the same time, like, during the week. So let me go see what you guys are doing. Then I had to, realize I'm getting unfocused. Let me make sure I get back on track. Let me make sure that I'm being productive. But another thing was that check don't come in. That's when shit get real. That's when you wake up. That will it's 2 weeks in. You're like, fuck, my account going down. I don't really see nothing coming in. Wait, what I'm going to do?
That will get you on track.
Exactly.
Let me ask you this now. So now you have the option to work home most days when you aren't, obviously recording. Are you more productive home working or at the office working?
Office, 9 times out of 10 office, man. I'm not gonna lie. It's some days at home where it's like you can be productive, or it's just like you wake up and you're in that vibe. Like
It's tougher though. It's tougher to keep it.
Exactly, because I'm so comfortable. I'm a step away from the TV. I go sit down and eat. I turn on the TV for lunch. That turns into me watching something, or me doing this, or me getting bored and saying, "Ooh, I forgot. Let me go clean out the this or whatever." It's been a while since I touched that. So definitely more productive at the office, just because I'm around more other people being productive as well. So I don't want to be the only person looking like I'm not doing nothing. So that's kind of like the takeaway that I had from it.
Get out the house. Get
out
co-working space.
that damn house. Easiest thing,
you
like
might
I
look
said.
at it as an expense.
Library, bro.
Library.
It's free. As long as you live in the county or parish that you're in, your library should be public access.
And I like the co-working model personally because they have tea there. They have coffee. I don't drink coffee like that, but and they have other entrepreneurs there
that you always run into.
So even if you're paying, you might look at it as an expense, but that let's say it costs between $200 and $400 a month for most on an entry level. I look at it as this: if I get one idea, that's paid for right there. One idea that can make you money. One clearer vision, it's paid for itself.
Not even the idea. Like you said, you run into other entrepreneurs as well. Now you're growing your network because guess what? Some of these entrepreneurs, they were in your current position. That you could talk to them. Hey, what was it like leaving your job? What was it like taking that step? How did you get to that next level? Like, what were some of the hardships that you faced? So you got that, but they also see all of the entrepreneurs in here. Like, they're pretty friendly people. I don't know too many entrepreneurs that's just like assholes and like, yo, don't talk to me. Like, every time I come in here, I'm talking to everybody. Like,
saying something.
Exactly, I'm talking to everybody. So now I'm building a network. Oh, you do real estate? Oh, you do this? Now you can start figuring out, okay, how can I plug and play and see if there's anybody that I can be of value to, because once again, you always make more whenever you provide value. But how can I also use these people for my network as well? Like, if there's anything that I got going on that I might need to lean on.
Plug them in.
Exactly.
Whew, I like that. Your relationship situation and gender. This is important. Gender. Are you a woman? Are you a man? Are you in a relationship? Someone is in a relationship in this room?
That is myself.
Okay. You want to talk about it?
Sure. Why not?
Okay. So you're in a relationship now. You have to factor money into your relationship, correct? For it
That's
to
a big fact.
Yeah.
For-
Money's a big
You ain't even gonna hold back, all right? Okay.
Women want to be happy. That's all I'm gonna say.
Women want to be happy and things cost money.
We keep it all the way funky right now.
Okay. If you weren't in a relationship, maybe you wouldn't have a part-time gig.
Doubt it.
Wow, that's brutal. And that's important to know, because we can act like, and women say this sometimes and they mean well, I'll hold you down, you figure it out. All right.
While you figuring it out, I think about my homeboy that's in here, in our building, another entrepreneur we met, Tandri. While you figuring it out, they might be holding you down, but guarantee that whole time they in your ear like, hey, why don't you just go get a job? Why don't you just go get a job? Because you trying to get this, but I think it's because our brains are wired differently.
Yeah.
We see down the line.
Yeah.
They see
Right now.
Right now. And they have friends. And they have family members.
That's
And they have-
doing all of these other things.
And they
as
have
well.
other guys who like them, which they won't talk about. But they have all these things around. So here's the deal, right? Me as a man, we're all traditional for the most part, what we say, right? Old-fashioned traditional. Not say we have to pay for everything, but if we do, that's cool. Not having enough money to hold your own in a relationship puts you in the position to where you're most likely going to be looked at as an infant. People don't talk about that.
No,
A child.
let's talk about it. A grown man child. At that.
It's the worst. Like a big ass teenager. And it's not going to come out all the time. But her tone of voice is going to change. The way she talks to you is going to change. how she says things are going to change, and when you ask her to do something or tell her what not to do or your suggestion, it's easier for her to look at you like what are you talking to? If you don't have income coming into the household. And this is why I say the pace depends on your gender and your old school values or not lack of thereof. Can you handle that? Do you want to go through that? I think men should always have money coming in, but men in a relationship need to always have money coming in.
Especially when you start want to add family and start thinking about expanding and all that.
Yeah.
Fam, and now the money can come from unconventional methods. Of course, all legal, but
we ain't talking about drugs and trapping.
I don't go
We
to.
ain't talking about scamming neither.
No, don't go to jail for. No, that's just stupid, man. Like life is good out here. Even hard days, like life is still good. You gotta have money coming in as a dude. Uber, Lyft, whatever, mobile notary like us, whatever. You gotta have income coming in as a dude, especially if you're. So if you're gonna go for your dreams, she might say, "I'm holding it down." Whatever. She has a window. She might not even know it. She has a window in which she'll accept that. I think the window is usually under 3 months. After that, she'll start talking to you crazy. So keep these things in mind.
Gotta have the results
before you go jump off that porch.
Yeah.
If you're in a relationship or plan on being one, it's good for the self-esteem. What's your thoughts on what I just said?
No, I think that's big facts. Like, I ain't gonna lie. So whenever I was transitioning, me and my girlfriend, we were going through the rocky phase, and we actually ended up breaking up. So that was another reason why I was just like, I'm comfortable with it. Like, it is what it is now. Like, I don't have to worry about this. I don't have this, hanging over my head. So if I would have had a girlfriend, I probably wouldn't have left my job at the same time either. I'm gonna be honest with you. And so I definitely agree with every man needs to have some money coming in. But another thing is, I ain't gonna lie, me as a man, if I can't provide for my woman, because like you said, we traditional, like, I feel like I'm less than, because I don't want her looking at me like that.
Even internally, it bothers you.
Like, it bothers me. Like, you might tell me it's fine, but I don't want to be like, oh, yo, I can't even do this. Like, oh, you want to go to the movies, and I'm like, nah, not today, babe. Like,
yeah,
it's one thing if we got it, we on the budget, we going to this, but it's another
different
thing
when
where you just broke as shit and you
don't
can't
have
do
it for everyday essential items.
Exactly.
And providing for has a lot of parameters, right? I know some people, every bill in that household, they're covering. Noble.
Paperwork. Most people hate paperwork, but I get paid to make it efficient. If you're looking for a pandemic-proof, low startup cost business that'll help you leave your 9 to 5 and make more money, I can help you out with that. I was overworked, underpaid, y'all, working as a teacher's assistant. But then I found a pandemic-proof business, the mobile notary business, that allowed me to quit my 9 to 5, 10x my income, and give me time freedom. I am Andre C. Hatchett, 15-year mobile notary veteran and founder of the Notary Business School. We have helped thousands of people from all over the country start and grow their business. I have a 2 through 12K club where I show people just like you how to make between $2,000 and $12,000 a month. Click the link below and I'll show you how.
On a bare minimum basis, you got to be coming up with slightly more than half.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
Slightly
I don't
more
want
than
you to
half.
have to pay half.
You got to get over that 50% of
Big
it.
facts.
You got to. Yeah.
Like, I think about the way my parents always handle stuff. My mom's always worked, right? So my parents have been married. Luckily, I grew up 2-parent household.
Shout out to them.
Shout out to my parents, black love. But my dad always handled all the major expenses. And my mom does the little minor household things that don't really break the bank.
And that works for them.
Yeah.
And that works for them. You find, and another thing I want to get into is find a system that works for your household. I know people who have a good thing at home, but they watch Instagram and YouTube, and her boyfriend's doing this and his girlfriend's doing that, and they let the freaking Instagram relationship mess up theirs because of their operational systems. If you're in a happy position with whatever you guys agreed on, stick with what's working for y'all.
Big facts.
Don't mess it up for Instagram and YouTube.
Don't be no goofies God damn it, we're gonna have to edit this part out. But don't be no goofies trying to stunt for the timeline.
No, please don't. Please don't. Stunt for your Roth IRA.
Ooh, I like that. That's
Stunt
a
for
shirt.
your ebook.
That's a shirt. Stunt for your Roth IRA. That's hard.
Stunt for TD Ameritrade. Another thing. So all right. Back to my personal situation is, I left when I had my business bringing me in more than what I was making a week at the gig. Now, for me, a week at the gig wasn't paying much, $400 to $500 a week. So for you, I don't know if you need to make more, but it was consistent enough for me to feel comfortable. So with my mobile notary business, shout out to mobile notary business, link below. I was making with the business while working part-time, while working full-time, $800 to $1,500 a week or so consistently. That was enough for me.
Yeah, it's like, fuck it.
Yeah, I was making $100 a day at the job. Like, this is working. That was enough money for me, but I started the business before I left.
That was
I did it
something
part-time.
I was thinking in my head, too, before you brought that up. A lot of times, people want to leave the jobs before they even got any proof of concept.
Start in the evenings and on weekends.
What's that quote? Your 9 to 5 is pays the bills. Your 6 to 10 is where you build your empire.
That's
Exactly.
it. It's real. That was my real life. I was doing notary jobs 4, 5, 6 till 10 o'clock at night and on weekends. So I had the proof of concept. I felt comfortable enough. I had enough money in savings. I boogied. Here's another thing that a lot of people don't know about my journey. I left the workforce twice. So I left when things were really popping, D. But then the 2008 crash happened, and with me, I was performing mostly loan closings with my notary business. Banks stopped lending. I mean, we were doing numbers at that point. They just shut down the lending, the refinances, the home purchases. So my $800 to $1,500 a week was like $200 a week. And another thing happened. I was in a relationship. I was in a relationship, and the woman I was involved with had a child.
Oh.
All right. Not telling people two mouths to feed. And
Really, 3?
3, yeah, because I got to eat too. I got to, hey, man, I'll be hungry. So our relation, and I acted as a father figure. If I'm going to date a woman with a child, I'm going to do
real.
that.
Like,
or I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to
Exactly.
halfway do it. That just doesn't work for me. So school trips, I went on school trips, clothes shopping, all that great stuff, right? So I needed money. So I went back to the same job that I had before. Even though I don't like jobs like that, I do a good job while I'm there. So I left. I went back to the workforce. I was like, damn, I just can't. I was trying to hold out too. I was trying to convince myself, but it wasn't clicking. So I went back. I got hired back the same day, actually. I was like, okay, hey, Andre, where you been? I was like, just doing business. I saw you guys were hiring.
Chilling.
I stopped eating ice cream every day. That was funny though. And I saw there was an opening for $18.60 an hour. She was like, yeah, you want it? Okay. How soon can you start? I was like, today. She's like, okay, head to Ward School. That was the school that I was assigned to. Head to Ward School, and I was back out there working. Now, I did it for a year. Then I left again. Had more money saved, more clients at that time, and I felt better. And I'm just not a long-term job kind of guy, to be honest with you. And the relationship was over. So I didn't have the extra people to provide for. So, but that was my last time. So you might have to leave twice. You might have to go back and figure things out. Be okay with that. It's not worth you losing your livelihood. It's not worth you losing your vehicles and your home. Sometimes you got to suck up that pride and go back. That's part of my journey.
I kind of want to ask you about that.
Let's do it.
Like with you losing those vehicles, you alluded to it earlier. Like, what was that process like, and how did you even like get through that?
Yeah. So the funny thing, the time when I lost the car was actually money mismanagement. I was so pissed off because I had times early on where it was lack of money. Which is no set of problems. This was money mismanagement, and I was so pissed off with myself because I know this stuff. So I got into a car accident. Things were kind of rocky for a while, But then I started to pick back and get back on my feet. And I had the money, and I don't know what I was doing or thinking, but I just wasn't paying my car note. And I was trying to hide it. They found it, and they took it. Then I had to pay this exorbitant amount of money to get it back.
Yeah.
Luckily, I was able to scrape up the money to get it back. And yeah, I've been on it financially and organization-wise from that. That's another reason why I outsource a lot of stuff now, and I have people handle tasks that I might be able to handle myself. I don't handle no shit. I need to make sure these things are done.
You make sure it's on
Is the
auto-pay,
IRS paid? Is this paid? Even if it's on auto pay, I still have people check to make sure it's paid because it was embarrassing, humiliating, and it didn't have to happen at that point. Earlier on, when I was going through this stuff, that's when it should have happened, but I had a paid-off car then. I had an older paid-off car. That's another thing. Don't buy a new car before you – don't do that. Unless you're going to go the tour route like these guys do and have proof of concept with the tour route, but don't splurge before you leave. That's when you chill. That's when you –
And I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
I think that was my biggest regret of my whole process, me getting into that truck, honestly.
That truck?
Like, I love my truck, but I had a whole plan before then, right? And I remember talking to the girlfriend at that time. We had talked on New Year's, and I was in this old beat-up-ass 2000 Ford Explorer, white Ford Explorer. And my plan was I'm going to just keep this shit as long as I can. I'm trying to get me a rental property first.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, yo, this is my goals. This is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get a rental property.
That would have been it.
So I'm not gonna lie, during the holiday season, my truck did break on me a few times, left me kind of stranded. So it kind of influenced me into, yo, I'm kind of pissed off right now, like, F this truck. So I kind of abandoned my plan for that, and it kind of threw me off. That's why whenever I got into this truck, and I ended up depleting some more of my savings for the down payment and everything like that. So that's probably like my biggest regret, buying that truck, because now I went from me being able to save this amount of money to now I got to pay this bill every month and make sure that I'm taking care of this responsibility. I really just wish I'd have got into that investment property first
and rocked
then
out.
like just rocked out after that. I tell him this all the time. I was like, yo, I should have just took me a $5,000 personal loan, fixed up my truck, just got it running like good to where it was like very reliable and dependent, and then just paid that off, boosted my credit score up more, and then just went go buy me a property. Whew. But it's a learning experience.
It is a learning experience. Damn, that's good. When should you leave the job? Another thing to factor in, how much were you making at the job? This is a big one. How much do you need to live?
That freedom number.
When I say need to live, I didn't say how much do you need to live luxuriously. I didn't say how much you need to live fancy. How much? What's the bare minimum number in which you need to live?
All your bills is taken care of.
So some people might make $80,000 a year at the job. Let's say their take home is $7,000 a month, right, Jack? Mm-hmm. If they look at their debit card and their bank and their credit cards, most people have a lot of fluff there. Things that they didn't need to buy, but they bought because they know they're getting paid every 2 weeks. A lot of people, let's say they make $7,000 take home, they can probably live off of 4.
Yeah.
They can probably live off of 3. So I don't think you always have to make
What you got at work.
what you got at work. I think you need to know the minimum amount, and if you're making that minimum amount, let's go with $4,000 a month from your business, part-time and on weekends, evenings and weekends. If you're doing that for, let's say, 5-6 months straight, you may have enough money coming in monthly for you to feel comfortable leaving. How do you feel about that?
Nah, I think that's a big fact. So like I said, that freedom number, a lot of the times we overestimate, or like you said, we see what we getting from the job, so we like, okay, I gotta match that. But we don't understand, like you said, all of the frivolous spending that we do during the week. Oh, you know, I'm running late, so let me pick up this breakfast.
Oh, let me get that.
Let me, or I get to the office and I see they're putting in this order for lunch. I bought my lunch, but you know what? That sounds kind of good. Let me go with what they've got going on.
Yeah.
So like all of those type of spending habits and really just not paying attention to, like you said, even some of maybe an unnecessary trip, or maybe you ain't go do this, or you just bought these earrings that you really didn't need.
You didn't need
but
it.
You got it because you're like, you know what, I worked hard. They stressed me out at work this week. I'm going to go buy that for myself.
I'm going to hop in right there. They stress you out at work. I think a lot of people overspend their income. So most people don't save their money because they hate their job so much. So they kind of got to get their happiness outside because you hate your damn job. You hate your freaking boss. So now you're going to overspend and overindulge on outside curricular stuff because you hate your job, and you justify it by saying I gotta be happy somewhere.
You talking, and I actually want to shout out Anthony for this because we went to brunch last week and he said something that stood out to me. He was like, "Yo, I can't just be living my life on the weekends." I was like, "Damn." I was like, I never looked at it like that with a 9 to 5. He was like, I only get to enjoy myself on the weekends because I'm working 9 to 5, and I think that's another reason why people spend like that, because we're trying to make sure we get all of our fun out on 2 days, Saturday, Sunday, maybe Friday night, 3 days, 2 days in the night. Like you're trying to make sure that you can have all of this fun during this weekend. Kind of like whenever you starve yourself and then you go and eat and you overeat, now you're stuffed, now you're just like, yo, why did I do that? Same thing with spending. We don't have no fun during the week. Maybe we stress. You're working a highly stressful job. Now you get to the weekend and it's just like, yo, let me go have all the fun I can. Let me go do all of these things. Let me go spend all of this money so I can make sure I enjoy. I can make sure that the 80 hours of work that I just put in, it at least amounts to something.
It at least amounts to something. Think about it.
You want to become your own boss. You need to supplement your income with part-time work. And you're a serial entrepreneur who wants to start another business with low startup costs. Well, you need to come and join the 2 to 12K club today. We will teach you how to start this business for only $500, how to effectively market your services, how to secure long-term high-paying clients, how to make $60 to $250 per appointment, how to create systems and make money without being at an appointment. And you will get the peace of mind that you can leave any job at any time and start this business. For more details, check out the 2 to 12K Club today. The 2 to 12KClub.com.
Because you might be so depressed there, fam, you might not save any money because you hate that shit so much. So take that into consideration. What other factors should people consider before they leave the gig? We went over savings, starting your business already, or side business, full-time business. If you want to buy real estate, buy the property first because it's harder to get when you don't have.
Even just like, once again, my situation, because I watched David go through this. Even if maybe you're a person living with your parents, living with your people, make sure you purchase or get your own space before, if you know you're about to transition, because once again, that W-2 income, they want to make sure that you got this W-2 income coming in before you get into this property, or else they'll do you like they was trying to do David. Hey yo, either you have this W-2 income or you can pay 6 months up front. That's $5,000, man.
That's a down payment.
That's a down payment. Like, why would I do that? Like, that's ludicrous.
Because people do it.
Exactly. Exactly. So like, make sure you have a place to stay to, like a firm place where you're comfortable with staying.
Now there are some people who are never going to leave the 9 to 5 world, and I don't knock them a damn day. I don't knock them a day. If you are enjoying that world, if you need the security, you rock out. But that's not really who I talk to for most of my conversations. Most of my conversations are getting to people who have aspirations on doing.
I hated that shit, bro. Like, I felt like when I tell you I would dread going into work, and it wasn't even just because
it was depressing.
Yeah, I'm not even like a bad employee. Like, I would literally go into work and do my thing. Like,
nah, man.
Nope. It was just so depressing because it was the environment for me. So many people who were like trapped. Not even just the racism, like people who had that lack mindset. I hear about, oh, my wife is this, and I got all of these problems at home, or I can't save any money. Fam, you just told me how you would go get drunk this whole weekend. You just told me how you would travel and blow all of this bread. Like, how are you so messed up in the mind that you don't even understand what situation you're currently in. Like, you can literally get yourself out of the situation. And that was another thing that I was doing while I was at the job. I still was building up like my investment portfolios. I was investing in the stock market. Like, I was making sure that I was putting money to grow and stuff like that.
Fair. Yeah, I'm not gonna argue that. I'll ask this question. Well, what keeps you motivated? Why haven't you had a job and going on over 12 years now? What keeps you motivated? So here's the thing. I'm not 100% every day, all day motivated by entrepreneurship. I'm not 100. It's up there.
That shit's stressful. I'm gonna be honest with you. Entrepreneurship is stressful.
Totally. But here's
The wins feel good.
the wins feel magnificent. But that doesn't even always motivate. I always hate having a job. That's what motivates.
Nah, that's big facts.
That right there motivates me enough to do what I gotta do to remain out in what I call the free world. Hating the opposite is sometimes motivation enough. And I'll use a sports analogy. The great players, they love winning.
They hated losing.
They hated losing more than they loved the fucking winning. They hated losing more than they loved the fucking winning. That motivated them enough to not have that feeling enough. And for me personally, personal thing, I wake up every now and then like in a sweat that I'm at a job. Like I have a dream and I'm like in a sweat, like drenched. Like what happened? Like, oh God. Because
I was working for the man again.
Because the oppression, I don't deal with oppression well. I don't deal with biting my tongue well. And there were some instances where I had to bite my tongue because of racism and other factors, and I friggin' hated it. So, but I use it as motivation. I use it as I'm going to save this money, not go out on the weekends for 2 years, because I need to not live through this past a certain time frame.
And I actually tweeted about that yesterday. I think it was this morning, about self-discipline.
Yeah.
A lot of times people look at self-discipline as you can't have fun.
Yeah.
That's not what you were saying.
No.
You said for these next 2 years, I'm going to do this to get to this goal.
It'll be minimal fun. Yeah, it'll be minimal fun until I get where I got to get.
Exactly. Like, think about it. 2 years.
Yeah.
2 freaking years. 24 months. You said, I'm going to do this for the next 2 years. You freaking live your life, fam. Like,
Well, my life is lit. Like,
whenever this man travel, he book one-way tickets.
Yeah.
He like, yo, I'ma leave whenever I want to leave.
Whenever I'm out, yeah.
Like-
I'll see you when I see you.
But it was the dedication that you put in, the goal that you put in to say, you know what, this is greater than the fun that I want to have right now.
Yeah. That's it. Delayed gratification. You do what you need to do to get where you gotta get. And when you get there, you can live life how you want to live. But what are you gonna do to get there? But I'm gonna go back to what I said before. Hating the opposite enough is motivation.
That's big facts.
Some people are in a relationship, not me. Some people are I am in a relationship.
I was about to say,
Well,
wait.
She's right there, honey, she's out there. Some people are in a relationship that they don't like that much. That's not me. I love my relationship. Some people are in one that they don't like that much. But when they think about dating and going out there and dating on the open market again, they're like, I gotta go out with 7 people to maybe one likes me that I like. All right, he's not that bad. All right, honey, let's
work this out. Huh?
Let's figure this thing out. What do you need me to do here? So the opposite sometimes can motivate you. And another thing, some people might say, well, Dre, I hear what you're saying, Jalen. I got you. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what my business is going to be. Pick a business that works. Pick a business that has the opportunity for you to make money sooner than later, not a huge startup cost. You don't have to be fucking passionate about it. But I call it, you ever heard of the term a gateway drug?
Yeah.
A gateway business. It gets you to the next destination. It gets you out of the 9-to-5 world. It shows you, wow, I can make money. Pick one. We did episodes and we called out a few. Appraiser, home inspector, published author, mobile notary public. Pick one. Pick what works for you. But you don't have to love your first business or any of your businesses, but can it help you get from here to there? I call that a victory.
I call it a victory too. And one, to piggyback off of that, just look up some of the hottest industries that's going on right now. Like, that's a great way to figure out what business you want. Like, I was recently looking through some notes last night, and I saw, like, I was mapping out, like, these are some of the hottest industries in 2018. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't even know I was thinking like that in 2018. But I'm like,
surprise yourself.
Exactly, but it's so smart because now you know, okay, this is what's trending. And you might not be able, so one of them was like the marijuana business. I might not have been able to be like a grower or something, but there's still services that they need that you can get in on this industry to make money. I tweeted this earlier today too. All you need is 1% of $1 billion industry.
Ooh. Hope this helps somebody. There's no perfect formula to get there. Start with what you got. Make it happen. If it's a plan of yours. If it's not, I respect you anyway. But still have some side money coming in. I'm not letting you slide. I'm not letting you have no investments, no side money coming in. No. I love my job. Well, stay there. I didn't tell you to fucking leave. But you need to have something on the side. How can we follow you? How can we support you?
So look. This is what y'all need to do. Y'all need to follow us at Black Wealth Renaissance. Black Wealth Renaissance on Instagram. If you want to follow us on Twitter, it is BWR_movement. BWR_movement. You can also join Black Wealth Renaissance Academy, BWR Academy. It's the new hottest online community on the internet. Like, if you're not in there, you lack.
Pressure right there.
We're talking about personal finance. We're making sure people understand the principles of finance. So make sure that you tap into that too if you want to be a part of it. Just go to bwracademy.com. That's all you need to do. We made it really simple for you. Also, follow me on my personal page at _JClark06, _JClark06. I made it really simple for everybody. I used to have a long, hard-ass name, but I made it simple. So yeah, that's how you can keep in touch with us.
The Hatches Way Podcast Season 2 is fucking fire.
We live.
Don't ever get in the way of this. There's 10 podcasts out there that got this one beat. After that, it's us.
Nah, fuck that. We
top 2 and we not 2.
No, I respect what y'all doing and my other friends.
Man, it is what
I respect what they're doing. I'm fine with being the 10th. But that 10th spot, I own that shit.
Yeah.
God damn it.
It's our year.
Episode 2. Heat up on these fools. Peace.
The Hatches Way Podcast Season 2 is fire. Podcaster, Billy Legend.
Touch pebbles, get bland. Home killers do hammer dance, leave you right in that name.